Hey guys, welcome back to Bulletproof Wonder. My name is Grady Collington. I am a Achilles specialist, and today I want to share some insight with you regarding exercise and dosage. I think with Achilles tendinopathy, you hear from people all the time online that you have to do this exercise, or you have to do that exercise, you have to do calf raises all day, every day. And I hear from so many runners who do exactly what they're supposed to be doing, but still don't get better. And often, what that comes down to is the dosage, the type of contraction, and the session reps, all that stuff. So I'm going to get into it a little bit, and I'm going to pull up my trusty iPad here. And before we dive in, if you're liking Bulletproof Wonder, I'm going to try to do this video a little bit more frequently than I have in the past. So to get notified of any videos that I publish in the future, just hit the bell button below and subscribe to the channel. Let YouTube know that you're interested in stuff like this so that you can get better, get your Achilles better, and get back to running, PR, schedule races, and whatever it is that you want to do. When we talk about calf raises and exercise, this is the gold standard in terms of Achilles tendinopathy. But the problem with just using calf raises only is misguided. It's misguided in the sense that we are forgetting what really changes tendon. We have to really think about, what is it that we do that actually goes in and remodels tendon, right? So if you look at it from a physiological standpoint, what we see is tendinopathy is a derangement syndrome of sorts, right? The tendon has gone a little crazy, right? The tendon isn't self-organizing the way that it should be. And as a result, it's caused a cascade of different events, including an overactive immune system in the tendon. So when you think about it that way, then you can understand, okay, that's what's really going on. It's not inflammation. It's not that you have a torn tendon, even though it might show up as a torn or partially torn tendon on the MRI or CAT scan. It's a overreaction of the body and the immune system in the tendon cells. So when we think about, okay, how can we remodel tendon to the point where you basically are building strength and stiffness, right? And you want to actually deform the tendon in such a way that your body will trigger a healthy and appropriate immune response so that it can heal more tendons, okay? So it's not about the calf raises. So I'm going to cross this out, right? This is not about calf raises. It's about what type of exercise, and there are 25 to plus of them out there that activate the calf. It's not just about the calf raises or that exercise or this exercise. You can even do a Bulgarian split squat with all your weight on your front foot, and that could activate the calf muscle. What really matters is the dosage, okay? The dosage specifically is what type of contraction. Are you even contracting the calf muscles? So this is why I like to do a isometric contraction to start with, to see how you feel with the contraction. See if the contraction causes pain or doesn't. And if it doesn't cause pain, then we can go on to concentric contraction. So concentric contraction is shortening of the muscle, right? And we're not really focused on lengthening the muscle yet. So we're going to do concentric contraction, where we might go up and down, without controlling the descent, and see how that feels. Most people are fine with this, so we usually skip or do a little bit of concentric contraction, and we focus on eccentric, okay? Eccentric is the lengthening the muscles. So if you think about doing calf raise on off a step, and you're going up, that's concentric, and then when you go down and then go past the step as far as you can, that's the eccentric contraction. And your calf muscles are as strong at its strongest when it's fully lengthened in that position, and that's where you're going to get the most changes. However, in my experience, eccentric, the dosage, you need at least 30 calf raises per day That's 30 plus. Some people are told to do 30 calf raises 3 times a day. And so while eccentric is very, very effective, it's not really feasible for a lot of people. And for a lot of people, this causes some discomfort because you do so much eccentric. So the last exercise I like to do that trigger a contraction in the calf muscle that leads to tendon remodeling is heavy slow resistance training, HSO. Okay, this is tied in with what we also call tendon neuroplastic training. The idea here is that you take a metronome and a heavy weight, and you set the metronome to 60 beats per minute. And when you set the metronome to 60 beats per minute, that creates an external cue. And you're much more honest with yourself in terms of timing than if you just count it yourself, by yourself, right? If you put a heavy weight on it, what's going to happen is going to trigger a process known as mechanotransduction inside the tendon. And when that happens, it triggers an immune response that breaks down the tendon collagen that's inside the tendon, and it builds it back up. Okay, so heavy slow resistance training is very, very effective. It's the primary way that I use personally with my clients to help them get better from Achilles tendinopathy. And we do this twice a week, okay? Because, again, dosage is really important. With eccentric is a daily activity, 30 plus calf raises per day with heavy slow resistance, because you're putting a higher weight on it and you're increasing the time under low, you're going to need more recovery. So 2 times a week, and recovery is where the magic happens. Right? It is during recovery that you need to heal. Okay, recovery time is where healing occurs. Okay, so think about the different ways that you're contracting your calf muscle that will trigger a process known mechanotransduction. Then, as a result, you can take advantage of recovery, eat protein, sleep, hydrate, all that stuff, which will lead to healing. Okay, so that's, in a nutshell, how we can get tendons to heal. Okay, so instead of wondering, okay, what's the type of exercise I should do, what's the best technique for this and that, right? No, the studies have shown, and actually a brand new study just came out, that show that there's no one singular magical protocol. It's a really individualized approach, right? Some people come into my role with significant Achilles pain. So we're going to start with isometrics first. That's what we're going to start with, okay? Well, other people might come in feeling like they've had Achilles pain in the past, it's gotten better, but they want to run in a marathon in 12 weeks. Then at that point, we might do eccentrics and heavy slow resistance training, as well as general strength training. It will help them with that and make sure that the Achilles pain doesn't come back for them. So there's different ways you can do this, but at the end of the day, there's no one singular superior exercise protocol out there. What it really comes down to is how can you dose the exercise. And this also includes sets, reps, time under low, and weight. So these are all the variables that you have under your control. Okay? So what do you think about this video? Does it make sense? Just leave a comment below. If it does, if it doesn't, ask a question. I'll be able to answer it as quickly as I can. That's it for today. Dosage matters more than the exercise or the intensity of the exercise and all that stuff. Okay? I know Achilles pain could be really, really frustrating. So this is why I created a 25-minute video showing runners like you. Perhaps you're running an Ironman or you're doing something else. Regardless of what you do, if you've got Achilles pain, you've got to watch this video. I created this video showing how one of my clients was able to overcome Achilles pain that she's had for 6 years and be able to run in just 3 weeks after starting working with me. So the incredible story I've included a link below in the description. So check it out. You can sign in and watch the video and let me know if this is something that might potentially work for you. in terms of needing a structured program or not. And I'm happy to share that information with you and share more details. Don't lose hope. Achilles pain is so frustrating. So stay in there, be positive, and keep working. You got this.